What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And this one, I'm going to be breaking down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening with the economic calendar, 5 very important things that the market is mentioning when it comes to the news, and how all of this could affect the market moving forward. But before I break anything down, all this information, before I talk about what's going on with all these different tickers, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed up to 6 free stocks. Deposit $500 and you're guaranteed 20 free stocks plus 6 months of level 2 data. Put in $25,000 or more and you're guaranteed 70 free stocks plus 12 months of level 2 data. The offer ends in just about 24 hours from now, so check it out before they run out. Anyways, let's break down what's going on with the market. Looking at SPY right now, this thing is trying to break out of this flag right over here, which shows some signs of strength. We could see this thing attempt to push a little bit higher, but we're going to be watching this resistance to see if we get this rejection, which is still very probable in my opinion. Now, when it comes to economic data, I just want to remind you all at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm talking about like New York time, okay? 30 minutes after market open, we have the NAHB Housing Market Index report coming out. This could cause some volatility. Then at 11:30 a.m., we have the 3-month and the 6-month bill auctions. That's pretty much it for data for today. Now, when it comes to some pieces of news affecting the markets are on a tear right now as we're seeing them continuing to push higher and higher and higher. And we saw many of these, different ETFs out there and different index funds just potentially breaking records. And we saw other stocks breaking 52-week highs, basically. So that's very, very good news, at least for now. But you just want to be careful when looking at the extremes the market's also at. Now, Japan-based Nippon Steel has also agreed to buy U.S. steel for about $14.9 billion, including debt, U.S. steel, and we saw shares spike as a result of that. On top of that, we're seeing weight loss and diabetes drugs continuing to become more and more popular, and we're going to likely see big changes happening with more and more patients gaining access to more expensive treatments. So we're going to be watching the competition between these companies and also see what happens with soaring demand and expansive uses for these particular drugs. And Pfizer is also going to be involved in all of that. Then we have GM, which is once again the cruise could become the next one to fall its way to the wayside. The robotaxi unit has also halted the road operations for now, so that's some big news as well. And we'll be watching to see how this happens as Cruise is laying off more and more people from its workforce. So that's it for the markets. Pieces of news. Futures are also up so far. And the question is, will the market keep pushing? And that's why I want to break this down. So in my video from yesterday, I talked about how we should be expecting a break from this flag, and that's what happened today so far. But I told you we might push a little bit more than get this rejection start cooling off either at the end of the day today, if not by tomorrow. But if we break 474 on SPY, I would turn bullish. And I still hold the same view. So I think SPY could push a little bit more. We could actually make an attempt to try to fill this gap at 472. But if we break 474, I will turn bullish. I think we can break out more. If we fail to break 474 and we just reject very close to the 472s, very close to it, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I expect there to be some kind of like a dump at the end of the day, if not by tomorrow. And I think the market's going to come back down. So I still anticipate a move just like this. I find it very probable. And I think that we could push a little bit more when we open, but I still think ultimately the odds favor this move failing and the market seeing some downside. I still hold the same view. On the QQQ, I think something similar is developing. This thing is actually starting to struggle, and it actually is starting to lose this yellow trend line that's been holding us up for quite some time, for many, many weeks. So what I initially thought yesterday was that we could push a little bit more and then get it. I still think that this could pan out to some extent, so we could see the QQQ actually attempt to push up a little higher, retest 406 or so. But I warned everyone that 406 to 408 is where we have this tight resistance, so I wouldn't be surprised if the triple Q actually kind of like back test this and then kind of starts to struggle here, consolidates a little bit, and then it starts to just come down as time goes on, going into Tuesday and beyond, and we just start sinking our way down to like 402 or so, even below that. I find that to be very probable by the end of the day today, if not by tomorrow, for a little rejection to be coming. How about Tesla? How is Tesla looking? Tesla, in my opinion, could push a little bit more. You guys can see we have a bullish wedge that's forming. There could be another attempt for it to push up. It is possible Tesla gets very close to like this 260 area, but we might see Tesla actually reject, just like the market, and slowly make its way back down. It starts sinking back down towards the yellow trend line, and eventually make its way back down towards 250 or so as time goes on. So look for a little pop and drop like move on Tesla. I find that to be very, very probable. Nvidia is no different. I think Nvidia is trying to push up higher too, as we predicted from yesterday. Are we going to go up to 495? It is possible. We try to push a little bit more on Nvidia between this 495 to 500 range. Could even come short depending on this like wick, but I do believe it could push a bit more. We're currently at 492 on Nvidia. Could push a little bit more. Then we're going to be looking for a rejection somewhere in this resistance between 495 to 500, maybe even a little bit lower. And then we're going to be looking for a move back down to like 482, just like this over the next couple of days. So look for a little pop and drop on Nvidia, and I anticipate something very similar to be happening. And if we look at Aapl, right, Aapl, in my opinion, may make a very similar move. We have this downward channel on Aapl. Look for a little bounce. It might actually attempt to retest the liquidity up here first, off this like little wedge. Then we might just continue lower. I think what's going to happen to Aapl is if it does bounce when we open, it's going to be fine. Could even try to push up a little bit. But ultimately, I think that Apple's going to make its way down to 195, at least by tomorrow. And I still anticipate some downside ultimately. All right. So that's it for this video. I pretty much went over the majority of the tickers so far. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. Do I think the market can push more? Yes, it can, but I'm anticipating that there's going to likely be a failed breakout. The market's going to end up turning at either the end of the day today, if not by tomorrow. And I see some downside basically coming. And this is not just based off, these charts, but also was looking at like other signals on Webull. I can just show you guys real quick, at least for SPY. We have a bearish crossover on our PPO, and you can see that right here momentum is slowing down. I also want to call out to the daily chart. Let me just pull up the daily real quick. The daily, we're very overbought, and we formed a doji on our last 2 trading days. You could see that this is just showing some signs of weakness. Look for a little pop and drop from here. Once again, guys, momentum is becoming more consistent. We're seeing more bearish volume coming in. So I just want to warn you guys, market could pop, but I anticipate a drop either end of the day today, if not by tomorrow. I still think that the market favors some downside very, very soon. All right, guys, once again, that's it for the video. Please remember to remain calm, cool, and collected. And then don't forget that as far as data goes, it's going to be kind of quiet for the first 2 days this week. So Monday, Tuesday are going to be quiet. Wednesday is going to be kind of in the middle. Thursday, Friday will be more data-heavy days, and we'll just be very patient. Part of why I anticipate downside is because, this is going to be the last week before Christmas. There's a big holiday coming. Typically, before holidays, we see some like selling, some profit taking, and things like that. That's another reason. But anyways, once again, guys, I'm not going to hold you for much longer. Thank you for listening. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys very soon for the next update video. Thank you. Mark you to the moon because the long term is still very bright. And peace out.